Hello, hello. This is Ignacy from Portal Games. I'm a professional podcaster from Poland, and I'm here to add some value to this podcast and learn these two gentlemen how to do right podcasting. Welcome.
Well, after that introduction, I don't think Rolling Dice and Taking Names needs to say it anymore. Y'all know who I am. I'm Tony.
I'm Marty, and we're excited to have our buddy Ignacy, who has been a longtime friend and, yes, even sponsor of the show since 2017, 16, 17, something like that. It's been 8-9 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he's sitting here thinking, God, what could I have done with that money instead?
Good morning.
Good afternoon, sir. So, yeah, it is morning here for us, afternoon for you, and we have not had you on the show for a while. We thought, yeah, it's just time to sit down and just have a good old catch up because we haven't seen you in person in a few years as just because of crazy travel stuff and going on. We just hadn't been able to catch up. So the best way we can do it is with a video.
I mean, we can always discuss why you haven't made it to Poland as planned last year. Because we would catch up, but things happen, and
that's
fair.
on
you, big boy. That's on you. You were the one going to Poland.
I had everything.
I'm going in a couple years.
I know. I know. It's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Well, we'll see about that. Well, the invite is still there. Will Mary be? If I come for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, it would be the week before or the week during Essen. Show up, meet Ignacy at Essen, then go back over to Poland. Hopefully he has a break, see the Portal headquarters, where all the beautiful master games come out, and then have Mary take us around Poland and show us all the beautiful things and give us some good food. I'm not foraging for mushrooms.
I fully confirm you guys are always invited, and as I explained to Marty last year, so I have a cottage house near the city, and before Essen there's lots of friends who are coming from USA to Essen, and we already invited and have it here. Chevy Dot from Portal Games USA. We had last year Eric Link, our fan, also from America. So yes, my house is waiting for you gentlemen to visit Poland and visit the food and sightseeing, and Mary will show you some horses, and gonna be awesome.
Okay, so if I bring a total of 5 people, Cottage House big enough for that?
What? Okay, he's turned it. Ignacy's like, no, I'm not.
No, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Lots of gaming. I only.
I have never done this when we were recording, but keep talking.
See, yeah, this is going to be an unedited episode. That sneeze stays in there.
Oh, crap. Okay. All right. So we are here to talk about what's happening over at Portal Games and what's happening over with Ignacy, who did not show up at Gen Con, even after I worked my fingers to the bone putting down floor, and Marty put down floor, and we distributed product and helped sell a few of your games out. Okay. We were there. We sold a few. I sold one. Definitely. I convinced somebody to buy Hex over Imperial Miners because they only play 2-player games. And it was a husband and wife, and they like to be very combative.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was not at Gen Con this year, but I have an amazing team, so I was pretty comfortable. The Chevy and Ben and Tyler and Don and you guys and lots of friends. The company has lots of friends, so I know that I feel super, super safe and comfortable. If I'm not coming, everything works anyway. I wish I can, but the situation is very difficult these days with coming to USA, lots of tension here in Europe. So I said, maybe I will not try to have adventure on the customs or whatever these places where you are flying in. And I said, no, I don't need that in my life.
I understand.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe next year. Maybe we'll get together again so you can watch us slave for you as we have done for several years and enjoy it. I know Tony and I, it's like, it's Wednesday. Let's go help set up the Portal booth. I will say this was probably, Tony, the quickest we've ever got that booth set up. We knocked that sucker out in just a few hours.
Oh, I know. Chevy had a plan. He executed that plan. We were done in no
on
time.
top of that, because this is an interview with a person from Poland, so Slavic commentary is here planned. So it was quick because I had no new product on the show.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
So
fair.
that's a perfect segue because the game that you were going to have this year at Gen Con was Age of Galaxy, and because of all the issues of getting the game into port, etc., it just did not show up in time. We did have a couple demos there of people showing off the game. Tony and I got to play the game this week. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Age of Galaxy, which, for if you're listening, it is available right now to order on their website over at shopportalgames.com.
That's shopportalgames.com.
Yeah, with Age of Galaxy, it's a super cool story because the game was released here in Poland. Actually, I even have this Polish edition. So I actually really bought the Polish edition of the game because it was just science fiction card game. I like science fiction, I like card games. I just bought the game. I played it. I loved it. And we reached to the designer of the game and the original publisher of the game, and we asked them, what about English rights, if they're available? Because I love the game, I played it, and the rights were available, so we signed a contract, and I'm a proud publisher of the game. The second edition, we didn't change any rules, because I absolutely love the game as it is, but we changed the other components. So we changed the box size, we changed the we removed the icons from the cards and we changed them into the text. This is the lesson I learned like 15 years ago. So the first 51st states had the icons, Imperial Settlers has a text. Imperial Settlers was a successful 51st state, not so much. So I learned that people prefer to not to look at the weird symbols and try to understand what they mean. So we just polished the game, added the double layered boards, etc., improved the artwork. But we didn't touch rules whatsoever because, super honestly, I was one of you customers. I was a customer who went to the game store in Poland, bought the Polish version, loved it, and then made a deal, a contract with the original, as I said, designer. So I personally played this game. My wife Mary loves it, so I strongly recommend. This is a card game in which you are building the alliance, a little bit like in a Star Trek, different races, different factions. You are building alliance. Each of these cards will give you a special power, special ability, and because there is a 40 different factions, 40 different these races in the game, each game you will have a different alliance, different combo of abilities, and therefore it will make different gameplay, different strategy. And you are going to settle colonies, conquer planets, do all the things that you do in a science fiction card games. And the biggest surprise for me in this game, and I'm super eager to see in the future your opinion, but how quick this game is. Like, we play this game with Mary like 45 minutes. It's bam, bam, bam. A few rounds and it's done. And you feel that you played a real meaty science fiction card game, but it didn't last 3 hours, but it's just 6 rounds, and do whatever you can to do the most in these 6 rounds. So I personally love this game, and that's why I'm publisher.
And I will say that I think the idea is try to give like a 4X feel to the game. And on your player turn, you have these discs that you're going to assign to take actions. That's probably the main thing that you're going to be doing. And the actions are things that you might do in a 4X game. Just looking here, make sure I got them all. There's exploring, which allows you to, check out different planets, probably get some resources, do some trading. That's just trading resources one for another. You're doing research. This has a tech tree, and I love tech trees. So your player board has a way to research different abilities. And so you go up the tech tree, you'll open up more. But some of the cards that you're dealt also have research abilities on there, making every game feel a little bit different. You can manufacture, which is getting ships, which can be used, which is going to have like a combat element to it later on. Retrieve, which is a way to... So here's the thing is, and this is where it got confusing for me in our games, is there's a lot of icons in this game. I will say that. There are a lot of icons.
Much less than in the beginning, trust me.
I was getting ready to say, did you not just hear the man?
I know,
he
but
did you a favor.
I'm just saying that it was like
look at this, because
okay,
this is tech tree in the original edition. Have fun understanding these icons.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at that original design. That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, Ignacy, is you said that you eliminated some of the icons. I'm looking at some of the boards. You're right. That is a very small box game, and you have expanded all the boards. You've made the tech trees so that they're double layered. You've also given each player board some, I don't know what that is. It's got glare on it, but that's okay.
There's a lot of icons.
By the way, just let me say, it's this is also concurrently being released on our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it on YouTube, you can see it's on our Roll Dice Tech Names YouTube channel, and you can see the stuff that we're showing. So yeah, currently on podcast and video. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've expanded. That's some of the enhancements you made to the 2022. By the way, pronounce the last name of the designer. Jeffrey, is that CCH? Do you know?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I met him at the Nuremberg, so we talked, a very nice gentleman, but I haven't asked him how to pronounce his surname. I just was calling him Jeffrey, so I don't know.
Jeffrey? Okay, that's fair. So anyway, that's some of the enhancements you've made to the 20. Because if someone says, well, I own the 2022 and you didn't change the rules, why would I pick this up?
Don't pick up. No, don't. And enjoy the game.
You pick it up. It's expanded.
It's a beautiful package. It's a beautiful components. But if you have this game at home, play it, love it, spread the love about the game because it's freaking amazing. Maybe ask somebody to give it to you for the birthday if you want to have it this beautiful edition. But once again, we didn't change any rules in the game. We added one more thing. We added the solo variant scenarios, additional scenarios, because after the release of the initial game, the designer came up with the ideas for the solo variant. He published them online for the fans because he just loved the game and they love the game. And we asked him for the right to use these things that he designed later on in our official release. Of course, he was very happy to give us grant us the rights for that. So our edition, if you compare component after component, we have a full-blown amazing 5 scenarios for the solo, designed by the designer himself.
Yeah. And I didn't even finish all the different actions. The retrieve, there's scavenge, which gives you money. Colonize, so there's another thing where you have these. I like this too. So the game is set up to where there's map cards on the table. That's you're going to reveal one each round, and that shows you the planets that you can get to. And when you colonize, you can claim one of those planets, which will give you some rewards. And the game end triggers when you flip over that last card.
We fly through the galaxy, and each round we flip the new part of the galaxy that we discover, and we try to settle on this planet, discover what's interesting, and then the next round we fly to the next part of the galaxy, which is, in my opinion, super thematic. Like you see the whole fleet moving through the space. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's like, well, you can't have a 4X game without a little bit of combat. And at the very end of the round, you're going to have a war phase where you're going to compare the number of ships. And y'all, these are really nice little wooden ships. They look great. So you can get ships on your turn. You're going to take the number that you have compared to everybody else, and you can get rewards. And the person who comes in first is actually Overlord, and they can actually take over somebody else's planet if it's not protected. So there's a lot of little things going on in this game, which easily plays in under an hour. It's just the rules are simple, but it's hard to really it's hard to master because every time you play it is going to feel different because every card that you only get 7 cards at the beginning of the game. How many cards is there in the stack?
There's
total?
40 cards in the box, and in the game you get 7, and that's it. And from these 7 cards you have to build a plan for the whole game. Like it is super minimalistic. You need to figure out which of these 7 cards will create the best alliance, 3 of them, and then the rest of them you will dump and trash and change into the resources. And you have this only 6 rounds. On average, you have 3 actions per round. It may change later, but basically you have these 3 actions. So you have 18 action, and that's it. And you have to colonize and trade and build the warships. You have to do all the things, and you have only a couple of actions. So the game always ends, and you feel like, I wish it lasts a little bit more so I can build more and fight more and whatever.
One thing I thought was cool is the concept you have a major ideology.
Yep.
As you assign cards to your a player board, if 2 of them are the same, that's your major ideology. And in the book, it tells you at the very end, if this is your ideology, this is the way that you're going to score. Some of them are more about war. Some of them are collecting relics. That's these tokens that you can collect with one of your actions. Those are worth a victory point each. So each one is going to score a little bit different. So again, every time you play, depending on what your major ideology is, it's going to change how you play it. And Ignacy, I like this too. You give the idea of like, if I set up a major ideology and I realize what I've built does not work very well for what I'm going for, you could take one of the other 7 cards in your hands and switch it and force a change in ideology to maybe one that will score better at the end.
Yeah, you can override it and make it, no, this is my new ideology and this is what I'm going to score at the end of the game. So yes, the end scoring, and it is open, so you all see what other players are going after, so you can try to plan and try to mitigate their plans. But yes, you have in-game scoring, you have end-game scoring, you have warships. I mean, it's unbelievable how in such small box they put so much of the meat.
And that was one of the things when we were playing. I had 3 different ones, and I knew, okay, so that means I was tied, so I wasn't going to score on anything. So I could easily put in the true ideology, and that way, that was how I was going to keep my hidden game scoring. I knew that
so
I wanted to get the various.
You waited for the later of the game, yes, to play this ideology.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yes, so no one knew what they were like. He has no plan, and that was true when any game I play, I have no plan. But I knew that they could see, okay, he's got a red, the purple, and the green out. Yep. Okay. I needed that for the resources to do the advancements that I wanted to do on the tech tree, whatever I wanted to do there. And I knew how it would, in the later rounds, I could then say, okay, I still had the additional colors in my hand. I still had 4. Yep. So one of those should be available to me to score. Yep. But we won't go into how that went. But anyway, that was my plan.
So yeah, Age of Galaxy, it's, there's been a trend recently over the years to, I'm going to make a 4X game that plays in a short amount of time. And I think there's been varying success to that. But I really do feel like with this one, you do capture a lot of that theme because you only get 3 actions per turn, as you said, but there are a lot of different things that you can do. And so every game really is going to feel different, and it's all based on those cards that you play. And also, these are multi-use cards because when you put one into play, you immediately gain some sort of resources. You could just spend one from your hand for like an immediate one-time. Hey, I'm short on this one resource. Oh, this one card. If I use it as a free action during my turn, I can get that resource that I need. I think for me, it was picking up. It's like, okay, I need a blue resource because I want to use that blue resource over here. What action do I need to take to get that blue resource? That's the thing I was trying to process of, for this type of thing I want to do, what steps do I need to take to get that resource I need to pull it off? So that was the kind of the learning curve that I had.
So this is the gamer's game. Like, this is not a casual game that you will put on the table and everybody will just immediately understand what's happening. There's a lot of meat, there's lots of thinking. Last time I played with Mary, I was posting on Twitter. She just demolished me. Like, she's a Eurogamer. She planned so much better, and I had not enough resources. I planned it not enough good, and she just demolished me. Like, this is as simple as that. You have a very limited number of actions, so you have a limited number of mistakes that you can do. You have to be very efficient. You have to know what you are doing, because every action that you do, just whatever, I will do whatever. No, whatever means that you lost one of your 3 actions in a round. It is a lot. So it is not forgiving game. This is a full-blown science fiction, serious stuff.
And you do not have the time. I mean, the game moves very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it does. So that's Age of Galaxy, and that is out right now. Just barely missed Gen Con.
Yeah, I had a Skype call yesterday with our main distributor, PSI, in America, and they confirmed that they managed to pull it off. Kudos to them. And they are not moving street date. So the initial street date was for America August 19th. And we were worried that because of the delay, we missed Gen Con. They will not be able to process the games in the warehouse and redistribute to the retailers. But they said that they managed. I should be okay. I should be calm. No worries. So your local game stores across America should have this game on the shelf. And if they don't have, they should reach distributor and ask for the copy, because somehow PSI managed to distribute it across the whole country.
Yeah. I will say, if you want to order it online, you can go to shopportalgames.com and get it for $32. You're saving 19%. And you can get a free bonus of 5 faction cards.
Yes, and these 5 factions are designed by our team, our developers. So this the original designer was only accepting the ideas, but he was not designing them. And they are somehow more or less dedicated to our games. So our hardcore fans, people who love Imperial Settlers or Cry Havoc or Detective, will see that there is some winking of an eye about the artwork, about the titles of this game. So these 5 factions for hardcore fans of Portal games, I recommend to grab them.
All right, so that's Age of Galaxy. So now we're moving into Q3 and Q4. And what do you have coming out for us? Obviously, the big one's going to be around Essen.
Yeah, we have a Race for Berlin. We have a Neuroshima Hex Battle. We were supposed to have Neuroshima Hex New Edition. And we have Bohemians. So there's lots of things happening with the one major delay, which is very unfortunate. The closest to release as for now, because it's reaching port next week, is Neuroshima Hex Battle. And Neuroshima Hex Battle, we are doing a very small print run for America. So for all of collectors who want to have it in the collection, you better act quickly. Because the idea for the Neuroshima Hex Battle was that this is an initial small box for everyone who heard about Neuroshima Hex and finally wants to try it. A very cheap production. I mean, a cheap price. Production is very cool. 2 armies, playing mat inside the box, thick cardboard, and 2 armies in the box. And we are releasing it in September. And the follow-up, late October, was supposed to be a new edition of Neuroshima Hex, but the Slavic message from Poland, we didn't make it. Lots of mistakes and bad things happened, and we will have it at Essen, but in America it will arrive at the end of the year, so it will be probably next year release. But the Neuroshima Hex Battle is on the way to our warehouse already. We picked 2 armies inside the box that are very characteristic, and they statistics in Neuroshima Hex tournaments in Poland, because in Poland we have for years a huge tournament scene. So we have a lot of data in our company about the stats, which army beats each army in the tournaments. So we picked 2 armies that have 50% win ratio, like they are perfectly balanced with each other. From all the tournament games. If you put the Steel Police against the Beasts, there is 50% chance to win Beasts and 50% chance to win Steel Police. So we picked it as a perfectly balanced box. Beasts is wild animals who want to attack. They are furious. They are crazy. They sometimes attack their own units because they are friendly. And Steel Police is an iconic Judge Dredd style army of peacemakers that make the peace. They use guns and shotguns to make a peace. So these 2 armies. So this is a starter set for Neuroshima Hex. It will be available, as I said, in September in a small print run. The box looks amazing. I can be very honest and transparent. We were looking very carefully on the games from our friends Rob DeView and the Restoration Games, because we all love Unmatched. So the box for Neuroshima Hex is very similar in the dimensions and the price and everything, like in Unmatched, because Rob did amazing job with this product. So when we were planning Neuroshima Hex Battle, I brought to the company Unmatched, and I said I want something like that, but for Neuroshima Hex. So here we are with this new release. Very proud. I think many people will love it. We already shipping out Polish copies, because in Poland we have a release of this product on September 5th, so very, very soon. So we are already shipping pre-orders, and the reception is super positive. It's much more positive than I thought. It's just ecstatic. It's crazy. So I'm very happy. And as I said, in September in America, in good stores. So check it out. Perfect way to start your adventure with Neuroshima Hex. And just a warning, if you start playing, there's like 20 armies, so you are doomed.
No, you're not doomed. You just have a lot of replayability. So you answered my question. That's why I raised my hand in the video. I hope it shows up. It's like a team meeting.
It does not show up. So
darn. But from you said Skype, but that threw me for a loop too. Skype, I thought that was dead. You had a Skype meeting, but this battle is there room in the box to be able to put other armies? I understand what you're trying to do, introduce people to it. But if I wanted to put a couple other armies,
there is room. Like the box is, as I said, is a dimension of the unmatched. So if you put 2 armies, there is a lot of space for the new armies. So if this is your starter, then you can start collecting armies and just put them one after another. And I guess it will happen. Like you two gentlemen are a perfect example that if you start playing Neuroshima Hex, if you get hooked, you are hooked for life. Like because we release 1 new army every year, and for this new army, once a year you want to, okay, I will buy a new army, I will check how it works, I will play a couple of games, I will always be inspired by these new ideas from the designers, and then I will wait for another year for another expansion. And we have so many thousands of people around the globe who wait for this 1 new army per year for these past 15 years. So yes, be careful. If you buy Neuroshima Hex Battle, you might get hooked, and that's good.
And it's also on Steam right now. If you want to learn how to play, there's a Steam version that I've been playing. It's a really good implementation. So yeah, Neuroshima Hex is still one of my favorite 2-player games. It's just a great abstract game. The factions add a lot of playability to it. And so do you know what the MSRP here in the States is going to be for that product?
I have no clue.
Okay. Don't guess.
Is it on your website?
No.
Okay. All right.
So
well, great.
people go buy it blind and enjoy the game.
No. This is a podcast. We are broadcasting a story. So the fact is that to start pre-orders, we need to have assets, layout, preparation of the thing. But it's a summertime, so my art department, artwork team, is taking some days off. So we are just catching up. So we have, of course, pre-orders for Age of Galaxy because it was very, very important. We are starting next week pre-orders for Bohemians because it's our main release of the year. And Neuroshima Hex Battle, he will do it tomorrow. So tomorrow he will start. I mean, on Monday. So on Monday we'll have a prize and assets and everything. But yeah, summer is crazy.
Sure. All right. So Bohemians, that's the big one we've been talking about for a while. We got to see this game at Gen Con. I didn't get to play it, but I watched it being explained. Chevy was telling us how to play as he played the game, and he's got the box on the screen right now showing it. So this is a deck building game with some twists. So let's see. Let's start. Bohemians. What is a Bohemian and what's the theme in this game?
It's crazy. Like I wrote a piece on my blog, Board Game Tell Stories, that when I got this email from the dude from Netherlands that he sent to us a game about being the artist in Paris, and I said, no, dude, thank you. But before I sent out this email, I clicked the video that he attached, and he presented the game, how he plays, and it was very, very interesting. But I said, Portal Games, like we did Cry Havoc, we did like Neuroshima Hex, what the hell? Paris artists, it doesn't make sense. But I said, dude, we will meet at Essen. And we had a meeting at Essen. He played with me 1 or 2 rounds. And I said, this is good. And I took the prototype from him and I played in the office with the team. And we all decided this is a very good game. We should publish it. So in this game, you're the artist. The only connection to Portal Games brand is that you will going to starve like on the deserted island because you have no money, but it's the only connection to Portal Games brand. Besides that, this is a silly, beautiful illustrated game, a very casual theme that you are just trying to find inspiration, walking to the streets of the Paris and doing some crazy stuff, going to the dates and meeting women and trying to create the art. So it doesn't match our regular hardcore Neuroshima Hex vibe, but it's a freaking amazing game. And the history of the company, we did a couple of such crazy projects, like back then Legacy, Testament of the Duke, the Cressy, we had a game. We did Pret-a-Porter back then. So we did a couple of crazy ideas in the past, and it was always a niche product, but it was always a successful product because these were good games. So we will see how it works with Bohemians at Essen. The hype is growing. I was working my ass going to different various conventions, presenting the game and getting people to talk about the game. and everywhere I was, the game worked. Like people, I was in Portugal, I was in Poland, we were in UK, and every different market, every different country, people love the game. So I'm very hopeful. But answering your question, what this game is about being the artist and living your dream and trying to make a career. And the designer Jasper used the deck building mechanism, which is super smart because it shows over the next rounds and rounds and rounds that you learn new skills, that you learn and you are becoming better and better artist because of this deck building mechanism by adding cards to your deck. So it's very thematic, silly, fun, beautiful.
Now, you released an article the other day saying that there's two things that bothered you in deck building that was fixed with this game. What are those things?
One thing is, and it bothered me during the play testing. So you draw cards in every single deck builder. You get this gold, whatever it is, Dominion or Starlands or whatever other deck builder. You have these mana points, gold, whatever, and you go to the market to buy cards. And when you have a lot of gold, you buy the most expensive card in the market because you can afford it. But this is not a perfect strategy to just buy the most expensive stuff, and basically you are damaging your deck. You are damaging synergies in the deck, just spending your best money for best cards. So I come with this idea that people don't have to spend all the money on the best cards. They can buy the cards that match the strategy match the deck, and the money that were not spent, they invest in the separate board with the special powers, the special abilities, and suddenly players start not buying the most expensive cards. Suddenly, because what was bothering me that, you see the market, you see on the market many cards, and nobody's buying these cheaper cards because they are cheap. I prefer the most expensive. And suddenly, with this board, when you can store this, not spend money on a special board, suddenly you buy the cheaper card, and suddenly these cheaper cards start playing, and suddenly the abilities on these cheaper cards started to matter in the game, and suddenly I saw that players finally are making decisions. They look at the market, they look at every single card, which card matches my strategy, and the rest of the money I invest in the atelier board. And it fixed the game. It really fixed the whole concept of deck building. It works very well. And the same I did with the thing that bothers me a lot. I was sometimes I was working on my own deck builder, and I also try to fix this. So in every single deck builder, the most important ability in the game is obviously treasure cards, because in deck builder you're buying cards, but then you have to remove the starting 10 crappy cards. In every deck builder we start with the 10 cards that are crap, and you want to get them away from our deck. And in every single, or almost every single deck builder, you have to have this ability to trash. You have to buy a card that has the trash ability. And it is super random. You see the other player that he already has 2 cards with the trash ability. You have 0 cards. Your deck is getting fatter and fatter and fatter. You feel very disappointed. So I said, stop with this bullshit. And I took this trash ability, put it on the board in the middle of the table. Everybody can use the trash. And it's just your decision. You have your gold, you have your money in the round. Either you buy a new card because it's freaking amazing. Either you spend this money to get rid of some crappy card that you have. And suddenly these decks are not super fat. They are not super crowded with the new cards. You are not buying cards like stupid because you have a gold, so you have to buy. No. You have a gold, so you can either buy, either remove. Either you are increasing the number of the cards in your deck, either you are removing them. And the decks work super fast, super cool. Players are super happy with what they have in the deck because they have full control over the number of cards they have. And the game works very well. I wrote in this article that Bohemians is a casual deck builder. If you are sitting with your friends, your family, you are just living the life of your artist. It is not a tournament game. It is not a head-to-head combat game. But I believe that this mechanism will be at some point used in this head-to-head combat game. So like the concept of having trash in the middle of the table and everybody can trash cards if they want to, it gives you full control of what you want to achieve in the game. And deck builder is about building a deck. So you should have a right to create it as you want.
Yeah, our biggest nitpick on all deck builders is not being able to trash cards when we want to. In fact, we just reviewed a game that was going to be coming up. It's like, we wish it had some more ways to get rid of stuff, but it doesn't, don't he?
because that's one of our points was that, you get to that point, exactly what you said. I don't need to buy anymore.
Yeah.
It's in my strategy. It's in my deck. And by doing this, I now, even though I still got the crappy cards, I can have a bad turn. And in a good deck builder, every turn matters. A bad turn should not occur, a bad pull, a bad draw. You should be able to get over the rounds, build up that strategy so that you can execute that strategy. However, something you have to also point out, even though you provide it, people also have to be wary of, I've trashed too much and now I'm in trouble. I don't have the necessary, I can't go buy that because I got rid of all the quick money cards. So that's a good line to be walking with a deck builder. So looking forward to it. The only thing for me is when we were with Chevy and he was playing and he was talking to us about it, the storytelling. Marty knows I'm all in for this flavor text. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Bring it on.
this is interesting. Let's discuss it. So the initial prototype and the initial rulebook we got from Jasper, it had the phase of the game in which you describe all 4 cards that you have in front of you, because players in this game will play 4 cards in front of them. 1 card is dedicated to what you were doing in the morning, the other card is what you are doing in the noon, and then afternoon, and then the night. And they create a little story how your day went. And Jasper, in his vision of the game, was that, so I will discuss. So in the morning, I was just wandering streets, and then I went for the date, and then after hours, afternoon, I went to the work, and then in the night, I was painting. And this is a little story that you are building every single round. Of course, we discovered during the playtesting that there are different types of the players, and of course we were playtesting the role players who were just creating some crazy stories and doing a lot of downtime, and we had Euro gamers who didn't give crap about the story. So we discussed with the Jasper, and finally the final ruling in the game is that we ask you politely as a game designers and developers to pick one card among these 4 cards, which is your highlight. So instead of saying that in the morning I did that, and then in the noon I did that, and then afternoon, and then noon, and it takes this 30 seconds of some crazy story, you will say, so in the noon I was on a date, it was awesome. By the way, I have 8 points and I buy this card. So you can still keep a little bit of the storytelling with picking this 1 card. So the Jasper design of the game is happy that you remember about the story, but we say, Jasper, people who just want to play faster, so just let's do a highlight. So I think we managed to meet water and fire together that everybody's happy. But when I was playtesting with Mary, my wife, she really hates storytelling, so she was ignoring this rule whatsoever. Like she was just, I have 8. That was her story.
What? Yeah, I wasn't even telling the single story. Now, like in every deck builder, sometimes you can get stuff in your deck that you don't want, and this game has this too. Can you tell us about that?
We are talking about the hardships?
Yes.
So the whole game, that's why I say that, and I will write more about this game, it is a casual game. Everybody can play because it has very simple choices that you are making, and everybody will understand them. If you're a gamer, you will just crush everybody else because you will understand the new layers in these choices. But the basic choice is super simple. You have 4 spaces on your board. In these 4 spaces, you will play either 4 cards, and they will provide you inspiration to buy new cards. Either you will play only 3 cards because you need to go to work on part of this day, either noon or afternoon or night, you need to go to work. So your basic choice in every single round is I play 3 cards, have less inspiration, but I go to work. Either I don't give a crap about the work, I spend the whole day doing nothing because I need inspiration. And this is a super simple choice for the players. But if you don't go to work, you will have a hardships. That is starving, having no money, having some anxieties, having some problems, etc., etc. So we made this hardship deck with Jasper. Tiny problems. Like if you have 1 hardship, that's okay. If you have 2 hardships, that's okay. But if you stack them, suddenly you have 6 hardships, that's starting to be a problem. So once again, it's a balancing act when you are developing the game. So we want these cards to be pain in the ass, but we don't want them to be too powerful in the negative effect because we want players to have a real choice in their round. There should be a real choice. I go to work because I have too many hardships already on my head, or I can afford to not go to work because I need inspiration, because I need to create something beautiful, so I ignore the work and I will take this stupid card, whatever. So the whole balancing act over these months of creating this game was to make a small pain in the asses card that you can survive with 1, 2, or 3, but then the problems start being more and more dreadful. And yes, then you have, of course, the trash ability. If you want, you can try to get rid of these cards. So there is that. Another interesting, super simple but interesting choice. If you're removing starting habit cards, these starting crappy cards, so your deck works better, or you remove the hardship because you were stupid and you took it. So once again, super simple choices, but altogether it creates a very smooth, very nice deck builder. I'm very proud of it.
And I think one of the hardships that I saw at Gen Con is if instead of going to work, you decide to go on a date, you could actually get a disease.
So you would not believe how many times Jasper texted me over this last half of the year if I confirm that I will put this card in the final official release and I will not remove this particular one card that is in the deck because it's very controversial. When I go to the conventions and then when I show this card deck because it pops up at the demo, people just are laughing out and not believing that this is an official release. But we said this is board game to tell stories. We are Portal Games, so this is a real true story. So we have syphilis in the deck, so you can get some diseases that are not very popular. But back then in Paris in 19th century, that was pretty popular.
And for all of the listeners are going, what did he just say? Back it up, rewind. What did he just say?
He said syphilis is what he said.
Okay, is that what he said?
Yeah,
okay, I don't know what that disease is.
Because when I saw them playing, I went, what the heck is that card? So we had the same reaction around the table. I just thought it was funny.
But you're right. I mean,
the rule for the game is insanely fun and stupid and crazy, and I love it how Jasper designed this card for the game. It may turn off some people that will say this is too controversial. They don't want to play with their family or kids and seeing such a card pop up. But this is how it is. This is Paris, 19th century.
Yeah, and Bohemians, straight from Wikipedia, it's all about free love, and things travel when there's free love around. Just saying.
Oh, so Bohemians will be releasing.
I have a story because I was 2 months ago. I was out at Asmodee Retailer Day, presented the game to the retailers from Denmark, from Norway, from Scandinavia, and I'm playing with business people basically. Of course, game store owners are geeks, but still, this is a business environment. And of course, this mentioned card pops up. And they look at me, and I say, yes, I'm a publisher who has a guts to publish a game with such a card. What do you think? And they said, we think you have a guts. I said, thank you. I think there'll be maybe a little bit of a controversy on Board Game Geek, but the card is fun, silly, matches the theme perfectly, and I love it.
It's historical.
Yep.
It's just like, hey, it's historical.
It's accurate.
It's accurate. That's right.
Go. Hey, if you're offended, go read history. I'm sorry, it was there.
Or just pull the card,
people.
Or just pull the card out of the deck. It's simple. People can play the game however they want. If they want to pull the card out of the deck, they can pull the card out.
As Rob Davio said, you bought it. You play it however you want. You can break every rule in the game. I don't care. You bought it. I got your money. He didn't actually say that last part. That's McCree adding that in. But anyway.
Okay, so this is going to be coming out at Essen.
This is our Essen big release. We have a huge hopes. As I said, the hype is growing. We have a huge interest both in the terms of the geeks and gamers. When I was presenting the game at the conventions, Asmodee Retailer Day was just a bluff. People were just at some point, like I'm serious. After the vendor hours, there was an open gaming when the retailers were able to play these new releases, and I had so many people playing because the gossip, the rumor went around the tables that this one is funny. You should try it out. I don't remember, it was 9 or 10 p.m. I said, I'm sorry, I'm very tired, I need to go to a hotel room, and I stopped the demo because there was still more and more retailers who wanted to play the game because there was a rumor that this one is fun, this one is cool, they should check it out. So we got the update from the Asmodee Nordic about the order, which is very happy for me. I'm very, very hopeful for this game.
So do you know when it's going to hit retail?
It should hit retail exactly around SN time, both in Europe and in America. The boxes are on the ship right now towards the America, and arrival to our warehouses in the middle of the September. So we will have 6 weeks to put it into this distribution. So I think we are safe. I think we will have it around September, around late October in Europe and in America together. And we are starting pre-orders next week on our website.
Cool.
So for those that want to, be sure to put syphilis under your Christmas tree. It'll be in stores in time.
There is a lot of crazy cats. There is a drug addicts. There is starving. That being the artist and trying to make for a living in that period of time, it was a crazy times.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, you need to make a T-shirt that you sell at Essen, at the Essen booth, promoting Bohemians, and it says, "I got syphilis at Essen."
Wow.
It would sell like crazy.
Hey, some of the T-shirts we saw at Gen Con, it would fit right in.
Oh, I got syphilis at Essen. Dude, you got it.
I mean, that's the giveaway.
I don't need that much press, okay?
What, you're promoting the game. It's just the board game or that one card. That'd be funny.
That one card, or better yet, I mean, just a koozie for a can. Something that you can hold. Oh,
that's
my
funny.
goodness.
That's funny. Okay, so that takes us through the end of 2025. Can we even tease or talk about anything for 26?
He hasn't even thought about 2026.
You may not.
For 2026, we will have 2 games. They will be obviously announced at PortalCon in January. What I can share right now is that these are games both created and developed in-house in Portal Games. So, the previous few years, our strategy was that either we were bringing games already released and we were buying rights for America. That was Brazil, that was AI Space Puzzle, that was Age of Galaxy, and different strategy games that we create from the scratch. That is Bohemia, that is Imperial Miners, etc. So for next year, I have nothing signed as an exclusive distributor for America, but I have 2 very interesting prototypes of the games that we are working on, and they couldn't be more different. One of these games is a cooperative game, and the other one is hand-to-head combat game. So I think both of our types of the fans will be very, very happy, and one or other box will end up in their collection. Both will be released probably in the same size like our standard boxes these days. So Imperial Miners, AI Space Puzzle, that size of box, because it's very convenient. So yes, this is what I can announce before PortalCon. 2 games, 1 cooperative, 1 head-to-head, both designed in studio in Portal Games.
Very exciting. Now, we didn't mention Race to Berlin at all, but Race to Berlin's also coming out. That was a crowd-funded game earlier in the year. You're not going to retail with that, right? That was just basically what was printed is what we can get.
I think I don't know details how many copies in the end I will end up with, because just reminder, the campaign was during the whole tariff situation in America, and we were not able to take pledges from American players. We have them on the newsletter. We have them on the they secure that they are interested, but they haven't pledged because of the tariffs. So when we print the games, we will see how many of these gamers will actually buy the game and how many of them will back off that no, they are not interested in the end. So some copies may end up either in our website or maybe some 2 or 3 web stores, but definitely this is not our wide release. Like, you should not expect your average local game store to have Race to Berlin. We are doing a small print run. This is my pet project. I was discussing it in the many interviews. Designer of the game, Krzysztof, is my friend for many years, and he was struggling finding a publisher, And I said, Krzysztof, I'm doing it for you, like we are friends. And don't bother with other publishers. And we did with our whole heart and our care and our talent of my development team. So we prepared a new rulebook, we prepared new components, and we gave all the love for the game. But we were aware that this is a war game, which means 500 copies is the highest print run we can do because it's a war game. So yeah, this is my pet project. I did it because of my friendship with the designer, and of course because I believe this is a brilliant game. Of course, I have it in my collection, the first edition, because this is the second edition that we are publishing. But if you are into war games, if you are looking for this game, I guess website of Portal Games would be the safest place.
Okay. So because I was the number one backer, so I'm curious. So at some point in time, we'll probably get, for those who backed it, we'll probably get some sort of update saying, okay, now if you're interested, you can go ahead and pre-order, do late pledge or whatever to get it.
When the game is produced and ready to ship, then we check what's the tariff level at this very week or day.
Right.
And we will then calculate the shipping cost, and then we will send out the newsletter to all the American players. This is the situation, this is the shipping, this is the tariff, this is the final cost. Are you in or are you out?
Perfect.
So I have a question for you. So let's just say I take a trip to Europe. Is there a way to, I know like I'll go into various shops and look for games. Is it possible to, I know I couldn't go in and get an English version when I was in Spain. You know, they just didn't carry them. Is it possible to find those, like maybe in the various board game stores? I was in Paris. I went into that board game shop and they had them, but it was a very large game store. You can, if by chance I'm traveling again next year.
So all our titles in Europe are distributed in English.
Okay.
Of course, because we have a lot of great partners. For instance, we have Pendragon games for Italy. Pendragon is doing all our games in Italy. So all my games are published in Italian for a market. But still, if you're visiting the biggest stores in Italy, they will have a couple of copies of my games in English because of the tourists who are wandering around and they want to bring something. So in each country, the biggest stores have my games both in the local language and in English. So yes, we do distribution in English across the whole Europe as well. For the Race to Berlin, I doubt it. Once again, this is a small print run only for hardcore players. It's my love letter to wargaming.
Okay, but I know a guy who could probably hook me up with some components. I got you. I hear you. Okay, I'm looking forward to that one. What I remember most about that, Marty, was the fact that even though I was playing, either you were playing the Allies or Britain, U.S. versus Russia, trying to get to Berlin, you were also playing as the Germans pushing back, if I remember it correctly. We've played a lot of games similar to that. That's why I like the tension of that.
Yeah, no, it was really interesting. Both of us control the Germans. It's just, you know, when it's the other person's time, are you going to try to help yourself out, or are you going to try to stop him by using the Germans?
That's what I really liked about that game.
When I was working on the rulebook for the game for a few weeks, I wish I could post it, but of course it is impossible. But for every rule that I was not understanding and trying to make it more clear, and I was reaching Krzysztof and saying, Krzysztof, how does it work? I don't get this rule. I got the answer how this rule works, and then like three paragraphs of the story why it is historically accurate and what he was trying to say in this rule. Like I have like pages of explanation. I was, Krzysztof, I don't have a time for now. Like I'm just fixing the rulebook, and he's still typing me on the Facebook Messenger. Like his understanding the whole concept of this every single rule and why he put this rule is insane. Because when I design Euro games, it's just like, you know, send one resource into other resource. There's not much more in it. For him designing historical game, every single rule is because something happened in the history, because this is how they were moving, because this is how they had a problem with the fuel, this is how they were a problem with the ammo, etc., etc. So I have so much more knowledge after working on this rulebook on the history of the period. Fascinating, but he is like he knows so much about this period, and it is fascinating in general to discuss game design with the designers of the historical games. They have a lot of interesting things to say.
So are you going to do something like they do with GMT games? I love the extra book that's basically the historical notes and everything. Will you have something like that in this?
We asked Krzysztof, and he wrote for us a strategical guide to help players how they should play, what's most important for the strategy. So out of these two articles, because the one article for Axis, one article for Russian, one for Americans, you already will learn a lot of the context of the whole operations, and the rest is on my Facebook Messenger, in my private conversation with.
Okay, so you'll give access to your Facebook Messenger. That's what I just heard.
Yeah. Hit me later.
Okay. Now, that's the flavor text I read.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. All right. How's 2026, Marty? What else we doing?
All right. So we're going to wrap this whole thing up. We haven't done a rank 'em with you in quite a long time. And for those who haven't heard, or it's been quite a while, our rank 'em is where we're going to give you 3 items and you're going to rank them in your order of choice. And then you're going to tell us why you rank them that way. And of course, so we're going to play along too. So here, I'll kick us off with an easy one because I see what Tony's are.
Wait. I have a story.
Oh, another story. A podcast to tell
How many
stories.
books? You've got 3 books now, right?
Yeah.
I have number 1.
Yeah.
I do not have number 2 and number 3
You
yet.
need,
So,
they are good. You need to check them out. Because I love this segment, so I copied your idea and I introduced these, rank them into my podcast that I record with my wife, Mary. After a couple episodes, I have to stop because every time he was super angry that it is difficult to put, like she loves and that, and the ranking is super difficult, and she was yelling at me, and I had to remove this segment from the podcast because it was making argument in our marriage. So I love the segment. I really tried to copy it, but I was not successful.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, well, we're going to start with an easy one. We know that you're a cookie fan. If y'all ever watched any of Ignacy's social media, every convention, people bring him cookies and stuff. So let's just start. And we probably even asked you this one before, but I think it's a good way to kick back into this. So here we go. Chocolate chip cookie, sugar cookie, oatmeal cookie. And Ignacy, you can go first. Rank those how you'd want.
Oatmeal cookie, then chocolate cookie, and then sugar cookie.
All right, Tony.
I am close. Oatmeal cookie, sugar cookie, chocolate chip cookie. As I'm getting older, I'm just not enjoying chocolate as much. So, but I love a good oatmeal raisin cookie, the cinnamon to it. Oh, and then when they're warm, oh my gosh! When we're on cruises, that is my cookie to go to is the oatmeal cookie. The good soft sugar cookie. Oh, so good. So good.
And here I thought oatmeal was going to be controversial.
No.
Because a lot of people can't stand oatmeal, especially oatmeal raisin. They do not like them because that is also my number 1, followed by sugar, followed by chocolate chip. So is it just older guys? Maybe the older guys feel like, hey, if we get oats, maybe that's good for our digestive system.
I just want to mention for all you listeners who may not know the context, that from the moment when the story that I like cookies became viral, it is like, I don't know, 10 or 8 years ago, like when the internet became a thing, when the Twitter was a thing and it became viral, I have not bought a bag of cookies since then, like for all these years, like a decade, and I have always cookies at home. Because there's so many gifts from the fans at the conventions, and when we had a COVID and there was no conventions, I was showing it on a Polish vlog. People were, I'm serious, it is hard to believe, but I'm serious. People were sending packages, boxes with cookies to Portal Games headquarters, to our office, for Ignacy, because there's no convention. And we were literally getting packages with the cookies from our fans instead of a convention. So it became viral, it became crazy. And I love my life, yes.
That's awesome.
And does it still continue to this day?
Yes.
Good. I mean, I could just imagine the taste buds that you could be doing in your office with the number of cookies, the various types of cookies. That's because they're different. The dry English cookie versus, anyway, sorry. We could keep going. Anyway, done. Sorry. All right. Now for mine. In light of the theme of Bohemians, Marty chickened out on his one, rank 'em, so I definitely jumped on it, but I will go ahead with mine. Rank 'em, syphilis, dysentery, or pneumonia. And we'll start with Marty.
Hold on, I got to look up something real quick.
Okay, he's got to define what is dysentery. What does it mean?
No. I know what that, I just want to check something.
What's pneumonia? I don't know this English word.
Pneumonia is the water in the lungs.
Oh my God.
The hacking, the coughing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
What it usually follows like a flu or something. What's the word in Polish?
Kaszel.
Okay, so that it can lead to death. All these three things, if not treated, could lead to death.
Yeah, it's congestion in your lungs where you can't get oxygen. Basically, usually comes from a bad cold or flu. All right, so you're starting with me. I'm gonna go. Oh my gosh!
And it's not ranking them based on. Just tell us how you're ranking them.
No,
why
but
you're ranking them.
there's a reason. I got to come up with a reason why I would do this. Oh Lord, I guess I'll say in order that I would want them. I don't know. Okay, I would say if I had to get these, I would say I could handle pneumonia, probably the easiest. It'd be a pain in the butt, but I think I could get over it.
That's dysentery, by the way.
I know.
Pain in the butt.
The problem with syphilis is the syphilis could just be treated with a shot. You get a shot and it's gone. It's the stigma behind it. So I'm going to go with dysentery because it's a good way to lose weight, and then finally syphilis.
Okay. Interesting. All right, Ignacy.
Because I had no clue that you can get out of the syphilis so easily. That puts this disease much higher right now, because at the beginning I was like, I'm not interested at all. But if this is so easy to fix, to heal, and for the reputation, it's not the best reputation to have syphilis. That's true, but I don't like doctors, and I don't like to go hospital. So I would definitely want the disease that is the easiest, to heal. On the highest, but it makes me that I want to have syphilis in the first place. I don't like this concept whatsoever.
You need a T-shirt. I'm telling you, it will sell. Just get them printed right now.
Okay, so syphilis is number one for you.
Yeah. Then pneumonia, because I know this disease that I can survive it. It's not cool, but it's okay. And the last one goes to the last one.
Dysentery.
Doesn't sound
no,
good.
you don't want bloody bowel, all that fun stuff. No. Okay. Diarrhea for 3 to 7 days. You don't want that. Okay. We're just being honest here. This is once again, you can go out. Hey, this will get us viral. All right. So for me, it is I'm ranking them on how you get them.
Oh.
So of course I'd want to. Syphilis. How do you get it? Well, we all know how you get it. And then dysentery, it's just by drinking bad water. What's so hard about that? And pneumonia, I do not want to get a cold or flu. That is just misery. So that's how I rank them. You're welcome.
I mean, I cannot wait for your Discord channel to discuss these, rank them, and to ask fans for their opinion. It will be topic on fire.
No, it won't. No, they'll be talking about something else. They'll be talking about the cookies.
Okay, so here we'll get back to a more sane one: engine builder, deck builder, worker placement. And Tony, you can go first.
So I'm going to rank these based on the ones I least like to play first. Okay. Not the reversing it. So for me, engine builder is. Because all three of them are great. They're my top 3 mechanics I love. So it's hard, but engine builder is the one I least like playing compared to deck builder and workplace placement. Then goes worker placement and then deck builder. Deck builder is probably one of my favorite games of all time to play. I just love them to death. So least is engine builder, worker placement, deck builder.
Okay, Ignacy?
Yeah, I agree that this is this is great list of great mechanism. I would put on the first space worker placement, because most of my games are designed about this mechanism. So basically, this mechanism made me who I am. So this is I'm grateful for worker placement. For the first time I played Pillars of the Earth. It was the first time I was introduced to this mechanism. Beautiful, beautiful mechanism. Then engine building, because once again, in many of my games I use engine building, and of course Imperial Settlers, 51st State, and many games that teaches you to create these little engines, and they work and create victory points, and it's amazing. And deck builder is on my to-do list. Like here with Bohemians, I was developer and I had a blast. I had a great time, but I don't have my own deck builder yet with my name on the box, and I will have at some point in my life because it's a mechanism that I love. So at some point I will design a deck builder. So it will be the third space, but definitely, of course, all these mechanisms are my favorite as well.
Okay.
All right.
Marty?
And for me, I'll probably go by the one I like to play the most, and it's I like all three too, but it's probably Engine Builder, because it's very satisfying when it works. When it's like Imperial Settlers or something like that. When I got the cards in place and this gets to do this and this gets to do this, is really satisfying. Then worker placement. I just think it's very interesting. It's like we talked with the Age of Galaxy. It's like, oh, I've only got 3 actions. All these look good. But which one am I going to go to? And then I still love deck builders to death. But deck builders going to be third, but they are all so very close together.
Yeah. And you excel at engine builders. I will say that is your jam, dude. I mean, I put a combo type game in front of him. He's like, combo. I'm like, I'm going to go to potty while he gets done with his combos. Good gosh. Is it my turn yet? No. Okay, fine. Jeez. All right. So I pulled my fourth one that was on the list because I'd already asked something from Bohemians. So I'm going to go back to Age of Galaxy. So here are your rankings for what are considered the top 3 space movies of all time. Alien, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars 4. I will go to Ignacy to rank those movies. You've seen all these movies, right? Alien, 2001, Space Odyssey, and Star Wars number 4. For us, it'd be Star Wars number 1. It's the original. You know, alien coming out your chest.
Ooh, he's thinking about this one.
Yeah. He's trying to figure out how he wants to rank them, if he wants to rank them, or admit he never seen them.
I think the Star Wars will be on the third space. Although I think the number 5 and number 6 are better than the 4, but still, it's great, and it started the whole beautiful story. So Star Wars number 1, Alien, of course, majestic movie number 2, and for the Space Odyssey, I saw it once many years ago, and I don't remember much of this movie. Like I think I watched it. I think I didn't understand much. Of course, I read the book as well. So it's not in top 3 of all time for me. Like, so these 2 are very, very close, and the number 3 is I don't care.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go from favorite to least favorite. Star Wars, just cause it did kick off a whole era for me. Alien, and then 2001: Space Odyssey. I like it. I appreciate what it is, but I got to kind of be in the right mood for it, because as you're watching the movie, especially towards the end, it's like, what exactly is going on again? You have to go look up, what is this about again? And you go, oh, that's right. This was made in the 60s. Okay, that's why. So a quick question before it goes to Tony. So no, Tony, you go first, and I'll come back with a quick question. Go ahead.
All right. So for me, it'll be one I would not watch again. That's how I'm going to rank them. I would not watch 2001: A Space Odyssey again, to exact same point. I didn't understand it the first time. I didn't understand it the second time when I was older, thinking I would understand what was happening. So I'm definitely not going to do it. Alien I'm sorry, that created so many nightmares for me when I first saw it. I don't need an amazing movie, incredible movie. I can handle it better. I know what's going to happen, but still scares the bejeebus out of me. And then Star Wars, I'll watch it anytime. And especially now, I don't think it has aged well for me because it puts me to sleep. But it's still an amazing movie.
I watched Alien last year with my daughter. She was watching it for the first time. We put it on the wall to watch it like in a cinema at home, and it's freaking amazing. So like I have it, as I said, watch it a couple of months ago. I was scared again. My daughter was scared. is a freaking great movie after all these years.
It's amazing, absolutely.
So I got a question. Which do you prefer more, Alien or Aliens?
I'm like in every single fan of the franchise, each of 4 movies, because I even like the 4th one. Super specific, super different, and I appreciate the Cameron and Scott and Fincher version, and I love them all. So I think the number 2 Aliens is because we are boys and we like to shoot. So I guess I would give a little bit additional point for the Aliens, but each of them is a manifesto of the talent and vision of the director, and it's very difficult to compare them.
Yeah. I just think it's cool that they're so different. Alien is more of a horror story, and Aliens is more of an action flick.
Yeah.
So.
And last year I ran for the whole year. Last year I ran a campaign, a role-playing game campaign for the Alien. So had a blast with my friends. We played 10 game sessions over the year. So I was my whole year was Alien-ish.
Nice.
I was a game master, so I was creating the whole campaign, creating the whole scenario. So for the whole year, I have thoughts about the aliens and how to surprise players and how to make some horror story during the game session. So last year for me, 2024, it was my alien year.
So I don't know if you know, there's a TV series just now started here in the U.S., Alien Earth. I don't know if you've got it over there yet.
Watch it. There are 2 episodes right now.
Yep. I'm hoping that goes into. It seemed like it was going to lean into the corporations, which I was really interested in. I hope that's kind of where it goes. The whole Whalen Corporation. How did they become the main one, etc. So we'll see. There's one thing I forgot before I let you go. When we was talking about 2026, and I meant to bring this up. I think I've said this to you before. I'm going to say it again. As a fan, at some point in the future, I would love if you would do a re-release. Why are you rolling your freaking eyes?
He's not going to do it, but keep asking. Keep going, fanboy.
Do a re-release, an all-in-one collection of Imperial Settlers with everything.
So here's the thing. There was a plan. Yes, there was a plan for Imperial Settlers 10th years anniversary, 2024, and I even had some second edition draft. The new edition was supposed to last only 4 rounds instead of the 5 rounds, and I cut off the first round. So basically, you were starting already with some production, already with some cars intact, and you are starting like in the second round. So I was playing with that, but then life happened. I was not discussing it very publicly, but the hardcore fans probably noticed that I was gone from the internet and social media in 2022 and 2023. I had some personal problems, some health issues, and I was basically absent. And I was not able to finish the design and go to prepare the campaign and go to the crowdfunding or whatever and do this second edition. And now we have 2025. It's after anniversary, and making 10 years anniversary makes no sense. We will see. I still love the game. The game just debuted last week on Board Game Arena. I was playtesting this version on Board Game Arena, so I played Imperial Settlers after a few years break. I love it. I had a blast once again. I'm playing right now with my friend. I'm playing Romance and crushing him. It's funny. So I love the game still after all these years, and I hope I will have an opportunity at one day to release like a new package, new box with some redesign things and all the factions. That was the plan, but the life sucked for a couple of months for me, and I was not able to pull it off. Maybe at some point I will do it. This is my dream. I wanted this box to be released as a one box with everything.
So see, Tony, it may still happen. He wants to do it.
May.
It's just one of those things. We're in that phase where a lot of publishers are now re-releasing stuff of old, because a lot of people like myself, those retro games are still really, really good. And if you can't get your hands on them, a lot of people get to experience that stuff for the first time. And so I get to go back and play these games. I never got to play, what's the area control game, Tony, that we played just recently?
El Grande.
It was,
El Grande.
No, El Grande was one that was last year. It was. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Space themed. Oh Lord, it's not coming to me. And we're not editing, so I can't pause and go look it up. Anyway, so it was the first time. Cyclades. That's it. Cyclades. I got to play it for the first time ever. Oh, that's why the game was so good, because it was just so hard to get and stuff. So I think Imperial Settlers will have that same thing. It's like, oh yeah, I heard about that, never got a chance to play it. And doing that all in one, I see a campaign where a big box, every faction in there, kind of one and done thing. I think it'd
that was a plan. There was a draft. There was a plan. There was a draft. As I said, I did some work on that, but then things happened. And we need to wait for the 15th years anniversary. I mean, you need to have some marketing reason. Yes, you need to make some press. You need to make some buzz about it. So you are looking for the old games. You are looking for some milestone. Now, hopefully, I will do it. Like once again, I love the game. I'm very proud of it. It basically started my whole career in America. It was a great success for me, and I'm very proud of this game. And I want it back.
So y'all heard it here first. In 2029, look for a campaign for Imperial Settlers 15-year edition. Well, we'll start in 2028 at the end, so it can be released in 2029 and make the 15th year.
That's the plan.
And my last thing is, when we were at Gen Con, it was great to see Imperial Miners sell out from the table.
Yeah.
Detective sold out. Yeah. Brazil, I've been talking with Chevy. People don't understand the brilliance behind Brazil. It's sold out. So, I mean, games that continue to sell for you, people need to continue to look at them. If you didn't get a chance, it's like we're doing a commercial for you.
Yeah, this is the lesson I learned many years at Essen, when I was at Essen, and I was at the Amigo Spiele booth, and I see they have this huge banner, this huge marketing for the Bonanza, the bean game, right? And I thought, well, this is like a game from 1997. What the hell? And I had a meeting with Amigo on different business, and I asked them why they are promoting Bonanza, and they said, this is Bonanza. This is our evergreen. This is the game that is brilliant, and every year we have thousands of the new people coming to the industry, coming to the hobby, and they are looking for these amazing games. Bonanza is one of them. And they taught me that for the games that are your evergreens, you just care for them. So for us, of course, it's a detective, of course, it's Robinson Crusoe. And I'm very happy to see that at this Gen Con, some people discover the detective, some people will discover Imperial Miners. Even though these are no new releases, these are great games. As simple as that.
Great games. Yeah. It also helped that we were bargaining with. No, I'm kidding. We weren't bargaining with anybody.
Yeah, they were. Okay, well, thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. It's fun as always.
Thank you for.
Yeah, remember, y'all can get pre-order Age of Galaxy right now. Just go out to shopportalgames.com. You can see all the stuff that's going to be coming out at Essen and pre-order. So, Tony, you want to take us out of here?
Yeah, and remember, in September, for Christmas, you can get syphilis under your tree by ordering Bohemians. So
I got syphilis at Essen. It needs to be on the way. I just get one in every size. I'm telling you right now.
Or I'm going to get one that says Ignacy gave me. And then
that's even better. Oh my gosh, dude, that's the one. Bohemians the box. Ignacy gave me syphilis. Boom.
I'm
done.
I'm so happy that this episode will be not edited and goes to YouTube like it is. It's brilliant.
I can't wait till Mary sees this and we're going to hear about it. So with that, keep rolling dice
and taking names.